I got a feeling this Carbonite's running in. This Carbonite needs to stop running right now. Carbonite, you need to stop fucking running because you're killing my bandwidth. 8 hours. Welcome back to the stream. My name is Joehova. I'm in no faction. I'm here for the spectacle. And it's going to be quite a spectacle. This is Conquest Fencing Farm Lines, one of the best maps in all of War of Rights, in my opinion. Encompassing the Bloody Lane, which you see right in front of you there. That's going to be the Piper Farm out in the distance behind that. A little rainy. They're going to fix that for us, I'm sure. Yep, it's already stopped. You can see out in the distance, of course, the Muma Farm on fire. That is our waypoint. Far in the distance, that looks to be the Miller Farm, the Miller Cornfield right out in front of it. That puts the Dunker Church right there to our left. Not sure about the boundaries in this one, but we're going to keep it close to the Bloody Lane, it appears. This, of course, the Roulette Lane, the high ground there, and the barn and Roulette Farm. Really captured so well in the game. Very realistic to what's there, down to these outbuildings. They've done an incredible job here with this game, as we say every week. If you're new to the channel, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're been around, welcome back. Get my head out of my arse here. Who do we have on the field? Let's see what they're trying to show us. So 27th North Carolina and the 1st Texas. Okay. So 1st Texas and the Texas Brigade, that's under Hood for sure. 27th North Carolina. Trying to remember. Is that like Hayes or somebody? No, Hayes is Louisiana. I got a book for this. What did I say? 27th North Carolina? Yeah. I don't see them. Excuse me. I kind of remember putting them in the game, though. But I feel that's later. Okay, so this must be... I'm not sure. 1st Texas was already smashed in the cornfield. Yeah, I think he just picked a couple random units then. Yeah, a couple random units. What do we got on the Union side? That'll be interesting. 14th Indiana and the 17th Michigan. Those are later in the day companies, aren't they? A lot of Indiana regiments, or some, I should say, several.
I was choosing my spot.
I'm lost. This is why I'm learning, guys. This is why we do it. But that's boring for the stream, so let's get back to it. I'll do some studying off. What you're looking at here are those pesky Confederates here. We're gonna possibly start right away in this round. We'll see. All the heavy hitters are here. 8th Florida's here. That's 20th Georgia. You see Jumbo there. 3rd Alabama in mass. We're right on the edge of this map. 14th Louisiana, 2nd Corps back in the game. Welcome back, guys. 56th Virginia, 18th North Carolina. Lamel Todd. And, of course, oh, Colquitt's is here again. Welcome, boys. Love to see you in the UEC. And so those are your Confederates. Let's go check out those boys in blue, the Yankees. Oh boy. Can I get over there? What's going on with this out of bounds here? Out in the open field. That's the Piper farm. Man, they're way down here. Yeah, and see, this would have been, in reality, this is more of a Confederate position because the Confederates were in the Bloody Lane, fell back to this position around the Piper farm. Those are supposed to be Miller's guns, I'm sure, although those would have been probably more up there. So, kind of a made-up scenario. The Confederates are coming from the historic Union location, and the Union coming from the historic Confederate location. Nonetheless, going to still be exciting the way this is played. We're going to change up the point of contention every 15 minutes. And this is my favorite style of gameplay. In my opinion, is the best. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to go hang out with the Yankees. Let's go check them out. Got sidetracked by the historical, or lack thereof in this case. All right, first Virginia. It's Preacher's Boys. Always entertaining. The Irish are here. 88 New York. Second Cav. Captain Eddie and the boys are here. 52nd New York. Captain Frank. 83rd Pennsylvania as well. The Volunteers back in action. Love to see it. 6th New York back over here. Looking good, boys. And, of course, the Serpents. Oh, man, the largest part of the Union Army today. The Serpents along with the German Corps. Woo! 20th New York. 22nd Virginia. 51st New York. Look at the numbers. Should be very proud, boys. This is looking really good. And we're getting ready for the match. They'll reset here once they get everybody in and accounted for. I'm glad you're here with us. Sit back, relax, and prepare to enjoy an excellent battle. Graphics are looking a lot better. I'm also recording this, so I'm kind of splitting the views and screwing myself because people are watching on Twitch, which is cool. I like that. But then they don't want to watch again, of course, even though it's going to look a lot better later. So, what do you do? I guess the ones for later are for posterity. But yeah, this is looking good on my end now. The bit rate on the stream's not the best, so there's quite a lag, but see, they did some stuff to the hair. They had a hair update. You can see we got some interesting facial hair. We got beards popping around in the breeze. I suspect we're gonna see that. Some epic mustaches going on here. Look at this guy. A big old fat Wyatt Earp. They're marching, but I figured they're going to restart this map. They're probably just getting a little antsy. Want to get the guys moving. And there you see it. We're restarting the round. Greetings from Cuyahoga Falls. My name is Joehova. Welcome to War of Rights. It's Saturday and we're hanging out with the UEC. Thank you to everyone in the UEC for once again allowing me to be here. We are at one of the highlighted areas of the battlefield of Antietam. This is the Bloody Lane. You can see the Dunker Church off in the distance. Off to our right, the Muma Farm on fire. That's how we know where we are on the battlefield at all times. We are in front, of course, the Bloody Lane. French's division, Richardson's division coming down and smashing into this part of the 2nd Corps and ultimately driving the Confederates back to the Piper Farm, which we see in the distance there. A very, very bloody part of the lane. The Irish were famous for fighting here with the buck and ball, having to get very close to the Confederates before they could open fire. You can see the Roulette Farm in the distance. And some of the most bloody fighting in all of American history took place right here. Now, this is a made-up scenario, so the Confederates, ironically, are going to be coming from the historic position of the Union attack, while the Union will be coming from the historic position of the Confederate side. So pretty interesting to choose this kind of a lineup, but this form of gameplay is called contention, and the point of contention that the guys are going to be fighting for will change every 15 minutes, so you can swing the battle and change the momentum based on if you can capture it, and that takes cooperation. This is a game of teamwork. A first-person shooter, but you have to... It takes 9 steps to load your weapon, and you are only going to be effective if you fight shoulder to shoulder with the kind of firepower that these guys can provide. It gets really bloody really, really quickly, and we're here for the history, we're here for the tactics, and I hope you enjoy that and you'll stick with us and watch the round. If so, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, come back for next time. We do this just about every Saturday. And right now, this field just looks absolutely stunning. If you've ever been to the Antietam National Battlefield, you'll know how incredibly accurate this game is. The West Woods off in the distance there behind the Dunker Church, that's going to be the main Confederate position excuse me, on Robert E. Lee's left. Off in the distance, the Miller Farm and the Miller Cornfield, some of the most bloodiest ground in American history. Beyond that, the North Woods, and then in front of you there, beyond the burning house, that's the East Woods. You can see the Samuel Poffenberger Farm over there to the right. And the Union would have been, and there's the Antietam Creek there, so the Union would have crossed at the Middle Bridge, 2nd Corps, and they would have come across up this way, trying to get in to the East Woods to support Sedgwick's attack. He was also 2nd Corps, and Sumner went with him, and they came all the way across this area from the East Woods and went right into the West Woods right there and got smashed and had to flee back to the North Woods. But in the meantime, you had Richardson and you had French, and they attacked the Bloody Lane. Richardson, of course, is mortally wounded in that action. Famous Caldwell's men under Francis Barlow actually got around the flank of the Confederates, shooting down the lane, causing confusion, which the Confederates ultimately made a bad call and fell out of the lane, although a bad call is subjective. They were getting completely bloodied once their flank was turned. They had to do something. But D.H. Hill, a few suicidal attacks, were able to punch the Union back in the face, stop them before they could get too far back, because at this point, Robert E. Lee Center had been completely destroyed, and it was just a matter of time before his army broke. But since Richardson was mortally wounded, McClellan and Sumner, of course, and Sedgwick were smashed in the West Woods, so they fled north. So there's no leadership, and so McClellan sends Hancock over here to take over and tells him just to dig in and wait, and that's what Hancock does. But man, what an opportunity. You know, it's easy for us to look back in history and say, man, you had Winfield Scott Hancock in charge of the 2nd Corps here. Yeah, they were bloodied up, but he could have still... There was almost nothing here. I mean, of course, the Miller Battery that you're seeing back there, Longstreet had his personal staff shooting a gun up there, wearing a slipper because he had a wound on his foot. Hey, Goose, thanks for coming back, man. Love being here. Appreciate you guys. All right, the clock is about to start. I'll stop babbling about the history. That's why I'm here, though. I'm a nerd, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can. I'm making some animations. You guys can check that out over at Chase History. It's the other YouTube channel that I'm running. And I'm going to keep the historical stuff over there. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We will go with the Union Army to start this battle. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoy the fun. Make sure to throw your flags out there in chat. Tell me who you're wanting to see go to victory today.
March.
All right, have a tongue to the right turn.
Right turn.
Perfectly understandable. Don't worry, Pops. Don't worry, there's another 10 days on the cruise, Julie.
And the Union strikes first. They are at the flag, 52nd New York. Captain Frank wasting no time getting to the point of contention. We have other Union moving forward. 83rd Pennsylvania. Looks like Shenandoah and the Tall Gray is with them as well. I've been doing some wheeling and dealing with old Tall Gray in the background, talking about maybe resurrecting the old 7th Tennessee Company E. I told him I need somebody just to get it started, and then we'll have the internal company kind of run themselves. I want it to be very democratic as far as the leadership is concerned. And I think he wants to help us out, so I think that would be really, really exciting. And there's a channel on my Discord if you're interested. You can pop into there and DM me. But again, if you're going to come from another company, I'm going to need a letter from your commanding officer. We are not here to steal other people's recruits. And the fighting has already begun. Confederates trying to move around to the flank. We got more Union getting into the area. That's the Irish. They are historically in this area of the battlefield. But 51st New York carrying that flag today. And the Confederates making a direct push for the point. And Union on their flank. I like this tactic that the Confederates are doing. They're kind of holding the Union at bay and then punching in. But this is a large force that's waiting for them. That's the German Corps. You can see Weber there. Jack Stone, I'm sure, is in there as well. And they can see those Confederates poking out of the corn.
Kaputt dabei die Fische und Ball gehört.
So that push has stalled, but they're not stopping. Here they go. They're going to push in again to the fence line. 8th Florida. I'm telling you how these guys fight. You don't even need to see the name tags to know who you're dealing with. And Union just pouring lead into that corn, and the Floridians are overwhelmed with so much Union resistance in this area. A lot of Confederates going down, but the Union's also paying a heavy price. You can see Weber out there with the pistol. 1st Virginia coming over to assist. I love the teamwork. This is how you win in this game for sure. They also have other help on the left. 52nd New York, Captain Frank. Frank is on the flank once again. Confederates still not able to make a strong push here. They are trying frontal assaults in the making. 3rd Alabama going up against the Irish in the 6th New York. A strong push, but a lot of Yankees here. It's a blue wall. I love how the Union is holding the defense. These guys are really playing well together. The Confederates have punched a hole in the middle, and they are controlling the fence line at this point. So we got a Yankee push here. Counterattack. It's Frank. Pushing in to the 20th Georgia. But there's a lot of Confederates here. 4th New Jersey. And they are mixing it up in the corn. Frank said, you are not going to hold that center. But while their attention is away, we got more Confederates at play. Colquitt's Brigade and the 2nd Corps, 14th Louisiana, breaking in on the corner. A lot of Confederates here. How will the Union handle this situation? The Irish and the New Yorkers are going to have to turn their attention. They do have support. 5th Cav, 83rd. And more Confederate pushing. Man, they are aggressive. Here they come with the bayonet. Wonder who that would be. 18th North Carolina, along with the 14th Louisiana. But that ain't gonna last long. We got a whole lot of serpents coming up this road. And you can see immediate effect. But they got Confederates to their left. They're going to be looking to their right. Will they surprise them? 56 Virginia. They're going to shoot. No, the Serpents have turned around. They're shooting straight into the boys from Virginia. And that's a lot of fire coming that way. Their flank is in danger, however. More Confederates pouring down the road. What an exciting match.
Get the officer. Just to the other fence. Shoot into the corn. Get those guys out of the fucking corn.
You heard the man. Get those guys out of the fucking corn.
East, south, west.
Another flag east.
I don't want to give up this position.
And all's quiet for the moment. Only a minute 26 left. The Confederates are going to have to come up with something nasty. The field, they've kind of wiped each other over here on this left side. The Union starting to pile back up. But this is pretty much over. I think the Confederates are now just kind of looking for the next point of contention and getting themselves in position. So well done by the Union, opening up with a strong first round here. I tell you what, these guys, I was giving them some criticism in the past few weeks, and they have really stepped it up. I am so proud to see these units working together and really showing how effective you can be working as a team. Here we go. And the point of contention has now changed. It's way over here, but that actually helps the Union. It's definitely on their side in the Piper Orchard. Now, it's funny because actually the orchard's up here in real life. And the corn extends, of course, all the way to the lane itself. But yeah, or you could just say the barn and the house set further back here. Either way. Minor details. This game is so historically accurate. It's ridiculous. I mean, just look at these guns. Look, that is a 12-pound Napoleon gun. That's what it looked like. And there are 3 of them on that side. That's a 3-inch ordnance rifle. There you go. Okay, this one's going to shoot further. It's going to be more accurate than these guys, but these guys are easy to make and more common. And you're going to see a mixed bag of artillery all over the field, and boy, oh boy, look at this Union Army. They have coalesced right here at the point of contention. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of these guys. It's going to be a real chore for the Confederates to try to get them out of here again. Coming through the corn one more time. Now, of course, again, historically, this would have been a Confederate defensive position instead of a Union one. But you can see we do have a rear guard action back here for the Union, kind of slowing down the Confederates a bit as they come this way. And that's Captain Eddie in the 2nd Cav.
The fence on the right, boys.
On the fence, reload.
Yeah.
And it's always more exciting to go with the attacker. You see 3rd Alabama. Woo! And you got the 8th Alabama German Legion here talking it out as well. Boy, oh boy, a large mass. Got more Confederates coming in on the right. They look like they're all spread out. This is an interesting tactic. We'll see if it works. Usually, you know, 2-on-1 doesn't help when it's against you. Here comes Colonel Doug through the corn. Oh, just like the fighting at the edge of the cornfield on the north side by the 1st Texas right here. But this one has petered out. Colquitt's men did this in the real cornfield up near the top right. And the Confederates know how to attack this position. Here comes Jumbo in the 20th Georgia up the hill in the orchard. They're going for the house and the artillery. Now, of course, in this match, there's no artillery up here, I don't believe. It's out in the other field. In the skirmish version of this map, there is artillery up here. And they know they are here. You can see the rounds already pouring in. Union gonna feel like the claw is closing in around them. They got Confederates coming from all positions. Certainly not what I would call a consolidated attack, although it is happening at the same time. It's definitely coordinated, which is really interesting. I wonder how they can even pull that off, or if it's just natural. 4th New Jersey. First Lieutenant Fatty over here trying to put some lead into the Union Army. More Confederates in the center trying to make their way through the maze of corn. So 3rd Alabama. And they're mixing it up over here on this side. 51st New York, 18th North Carolina, and the 14th Louisiana are going to be fighting together. Tar Heels and the Gators. I was just about to comment about that beautiful red beard, but now he's dead. Rip. You worked your whole life growing a fantastic beard just to get shot to death at Antietam by the 51st New York Serpents, who would rather put cover on their backs than cover on their fronts. I love that. My balls are too big, sir. They don't fit behind cover. I have to stand out in the open. Although it works well if the Confederates come in behind you, which they are doing, of course. I'm just teasing the boys. 6th New York. First Sergeant Parker trying to look out to see where the enemy may be approaching from. We do have guys using the cannons as cover. It's 83rd Pennsylvania. The Volunteers. We got Confederates making some moves here now at the stone wall. 56th Virginia. And Todd trying to get his bearings, trying to figure out where the enemy is. There's a large pile of serpents over here in the corner, so he doesn't want to draw too much attention to himself at the moment until he can group up some men. 56 still out in the protection of the corn, although they are still getting some fire from the Union up on the hill. German Corps.
Company, shoulder! March! Company, hold! Fire my company, make way!
Das Kreuz und
Wenn du nicht schießen kannst, raus mit links.
see.
I can't
Right
see it.
face. I don't have a quick forward march.
Well, by golly, the Union has done it again. Confederates are now taking losses. Union still battle ready. This is an old school butt whooping by the Union today. They are really showing these Confederates who's boss. Right now, the Confederates not able to do much to penetrate this strong Union defensive line. Did they get a favorable point of contention? Yes, they did. So this will help the Confederates. They need it right now. It's the high ground in front of the bloody lane. That's not a great position to have to defend, to be honest. That's going to give your attacker some really great ground to attack you from. So quite interesting. I'm sure the Confederates will come back here and try to defend this fence back here and make the Union come up the hill. That's what I would do. We do have Union close to the area, not right on top of it, but it's the 51st New York, of course. Major Venom in the van.
Finally gone.
Nice.
Advance backwards.
And we will watch the Confederate defense materialize. They're still getting men in the area themselves. They were not in a great position. And you can see them streaming in front of the Union fire. My God, Confederates just dropping in the ranks as the Union pouring a deadly fire across this field as the Confederates are trying to get to the top. God, what a run. Take away the uniform. Take away all the heavy gear. You got an 8-pound gun. It takes 9 steps to load and fire that thing. And you are running for your life to try to get into position. Pretty incredible what these kids were asked to do. And most of them did it at the cost of their lives. We remember by playing games, at least we forget the horrible slaughter that comes from the inability to work out our differences as Americans. This is what we did to each other, so let's not do it again. You can see Colonel Doug up here guarding that point of contention, trying to stay just out of range of those Yankee bullets. And the Confederates now starting to mass up behind the fence. They do have a flank over here, which is nice. See if it works to their advantage. It's kind of small. No, it's bigger than I thought. 3rd Alabama, Captain Williamson going to move his boys up the flank and surprise the Union. These boys are good at it. They love the bayonet. Let's go with them. And it didn't take long for the Union to figure out they were here. How long before they get flanked? They are literally pouring fire into the back of the Union. They hop the fence. Now they're going to get it from both sides. A great move by the 3rd Alabama to expose the Union force, the 51st New York, in a tight spot here. And we are getting a countercharge by the Union. Clean them up, you heard. That was the order. 5th U.S. coming to do the job. Sergeant Peevis, you better get out of here. Don't look back, Sergeant. Just keep on running. And they have done it. But this has definitely allowed the Confederates time to get their men into a consolidated fashion. Here's 8th Florida. Captain Hog, Major Hog, looking great with his beard today. This guy. Got a little mustache too, yeah.
Company, rise up.
Looking a little like D.H. Hill to me.
To the left, south now, south.
That'd be accurate for this area.
Fire.
Underload, boys.
And the Confederates still halfway down on this thing. They don't seem like they're in too big of a hurry to attack, and the Union getting antsy now. You can see out for blood themselves, wanting to get in a good spot just in case that point of contention changes to this spot. Frank with a heads-up play here.
Company, middle of flank. March.
Trying to flank the Confederates and have his men in a good spot should the point of contention change to the flag post behind us. And he's going to get up in behind these Confederates. But Hog and the boys a little too smart to fall for that. See Frank holding an invisible gun. The guys are spread out quite a bit. And more Confederates start. No, that's Union flooding in to support. Oh, what a massive attack. German Corps, 2nd Cav, and they're going to collide at the corner. 20th Georgia. No way they can withstand 3 units from the Union all at once. What a great attack. And he's running for his life. Keep running, Canada. Go, dead man. Go, Warheart. Get out of there. And now they're warning the rest of the Confederates, hey, you got a large, massive unit on your flank. Here they go. Great move by Frank in the 52nd New York. Waking up the Confederates. Oh, and I was calling a Confederate attack. I'm dumb. Yeah, this is the Union attack this time. Confederates are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Idiot. And now the Confederates are breaking. Boy, oh boy. This snowball keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it is looking like doom for the CSA in this one. Union really showing some muscle. Confederates doing everything they can, slugging it out with the boys in blue. Will it be enough? And is that even more Union on the right? It is indeed. Confederates have just been pinched into a very small spot here. Not a lot left. And they are breaking. And this Confederate position just is getting to be untenable here. They've got to get out of this area. Still have their flank exposed to the Union gunners, including the 51st New York. But their sacrifice wasn't for nothing. They just took that point of contention. Now the Union engaged. They're about to go down a notch as well. And the Confederates trying their best to get back any morale that they can. Point of contention has changed again, and this time it goes to the roulette lane. And the CSA had men in this area. Works out well for them this time. Jumbo's already here. So the Confederates, again, getting a lucky break. Can they crawl all the way back from breaking in this match? As they are in a foot race to the point of contention. I love this aspect of the game. A lot of the commanders don't like it. because it's new, it's different, but man, this is very accurate to generals wanting a spot on the field and converging their armies into these locations. Pretty interesting. And it consolidates all the forces, which is, you know, from my selfish perspective, filming these things is the best case scenario. I get to see everybody at the same time. But you can see everybody right now consists of the 3rd Alabama, the 18th North Carolina. And we got more Confederates flooding into the area. Colquitt's guys are here. 20th Georgia, of course, 8th Florida. And they'll try to defend the Roulette Farmhouse. 51st New York already out in the orchard here. This is a good spot for the Confederates, and now the Union is taking losses. Can they do it? Can they inflict enough damage on these boys in blue to get back to an even matching?
Hold fire, boys. We'll go right.
Enemy on the right.
We're gonna shift right. They've got it. Position, gents. Company, take aim.
They're too much spread out since last initials.
Yeah, once we've lost the fire,
Maybe they're loose, gentlemen.
probably
Still got a pocket of Confederates back here. Not wanting to let go of this spot. Alabama German Legion found a good place to hide here and pick off the Union as they come through. This is an old pub tactic right here.
immerhin etwas.
Kommt fahren. Dann da.
Mehrere, ja. Und links sind ein paar.
Die könnten uns flankieren dann.
Ich sehe
And can the Union make a push? They haven't been able to do so yet. Trying to conserve tickets. They know the Confederates are breaking. It's a matter of time. Here they come down the stone wall. This is a defensive position on the skirmish map. And you see the 51st New York taking a familiar spot, defending this area. Can they attack from it?
Major, the car behind us is aiming right at us.
Yeah. Not ours?
friendly, hoffe ich.
We're not friendly. Haha.
Did you hear that shit? They yelled friendly, friendly as they went by. And Shander's like, we're not friendly, haha. They literally let those guys run right by him. That's hilarious. But he's right. There are Confederate guns in behind them. The Union can't let this stand for very long. Matisse would be very happy to turn them into Yankee Jam, and here they come. Oh, they got a shot off, but I didn't see many of them drop. And they're going to run away with their Q-tips as fast as they can. Guns of silence, but that gives the Confederates enough of a diversion to get their forces massed. Oh, man, they had a real shot there to get up the hill. They just didn't see it. Easy for me to say. I'm flying in the air. But the hill is clear, and if the Union can get guns up there, oh man, this will be pretty bloody for the Confederates to defend this spot. Of course, they don't have to do it for much longer. 9 minutes. And they're pulled back to the courtyard. They want to get as much material between them and their Yankee bullets as they can. They are breaking. The Union is taking losses. So we'll see if the Union loses enough men for the Confederates to crawl back out of this hole. 51st New York up front as ever, pouring fire into the flank of the 56th Virginia, and they're going to have to skedaddle if they want to survive this thing. UEC doesn't use buildings. Oh, you can see 8th Florida coming in for support. Union's going to be surprised here. The number of Confederates they're facing just doubled out of nowhere. It's like this barn just birthed a whole new company of Confederates in the form of the 8th Florida, and the Serpents are like, what the hell, dude? We had them on the run, and now we're getting gunned down by a large mass. You can see the flagman just paying the price over and over. A huge target on the battlefield in this game and in real life. Many men died seeking the honor of carrying that flag in battle. Seems strange to you and me, but we're cowards. You see more Union now trying to assist, hitting on the flank. Captain Frank on the flank. Always. That's an automatic. And now the Floridians, a large mass of Confederates here. Not as many Union. And if Frank had only had more men, he could have really smashed them right there. As it is, he definitely got their attention. He's got the Confederates back on their heels. Union pushing in, but they're not making a lot of progress. Only 7 minutes left. They are on the road. You can see the 51st laying down fire. 1st Virginia might be the ones to make the push. I don't see or hear Preacher today. Captain Crunch is here. See the bullets flying out of the smoke as the Serpents paying a heavy price. Getting fire from both directions. And you can see both sides are losing men at a steady clip. But the Confederates know their job. They just have to hold this point of contention till the end. All they're hoping for now is a draw. Can they do it? Can they get the Union down to breaking? If the Union doesn't attack them, it'll be hard-pressed to do so. So the Union's kind of in a position where they don't really need to attack, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to say. That bar's coming around. They're about to take this point of contention. We're about to switch it up again. Where will the next one be? And will the Confederates get enough morale back to come out of breaking? No, but the Union dropped, and it is equal. Both sides. 4 minutes left in this match. 15 minutes on the point of contention, and both sides are now tied. You don't get more evenly matched gameplay anywhere in War of Rights. Look at this, and the last point of contention is in the bloody lane itself, and the Union have their backs to it. This is going to be a foot race. The Union's going to get there first. This works in their advantage. Can the Confederates react quick enough to make a difference here? Well played by the CSA. They were down and out early in this match, but they've come back now, and we're even with less than 4 minutes to go on the game clock. And I do see boys in blue coming this way, and the first flag on the road is coming from the 51st New York. The Irish flag, you can see it streaming down the roulette lane. And they've got a rear guard action as well, trying to hold the Confederates up, but they're punching right through the center. 3rd Alabama. Captain Williamson and the boys, they're going to come straight down the hill, try to overwhelm the Union before they can accumulate great numbers. Will they do it? lot of fire already coming out of that lane. Will the Alabama get support from the rest of the UEC? You can see them running into a wall of lead. Let's go with the brave Alabama. Union has secured the point. More Confederates flooding in behind the Alabamians. But a large amount of Union lead. This is suicide coming across this field. 20th Georgia making a strong push, getting over the wall. But that's about all you can do with this much lead flying at you. More Confederates. 18th North Carolina, 8th Florida now, penetrating, getting over the wall, pushing the Union away from the point of contention. Can they do it? And you can see a strong wave of Confederate, and the pressure is just too much. The Union falling back. An incredible push by the CSA. Can the Union stand? Can they? Is a counterattack coming? We've got guys at the flagpole trying to get that thing down. Look at the holes in that Irish flag. Dear God. Very close to historical there. And you can see it's not just the Irish flag getting holes poked in it. These Confederates doing their very best just to try to get one of their flags up on that pole. Hell, just to keep it off the ground right now would be good with all the Yankee lead in the air. Oh man, here they come. Counterattack. Union going straight for the point. First Cav. And it goes back and forth, back and forth. Less than 40 seconds on the game clock. Union put that flag straight back up to the top. Said no thank you. Can the Confederates muster enough to put more pressure? That was a solid attack. Right now, a little spread out, so the Union were able ultimately to hold this spot. Oh, but we got Confederates coming through the corn on the flank. Here we go. Surprise! German Corps smashing into the rear of the 51st New York. Just not enough men. 4th New Jersey there as well. Just not enough men to get it done. You can see they're still pushing. And they're shooting at each other literally across the lane. The game clock is over. 10:26 left on this point of contention. This will call the match right here. Whoever gets it wins, and you can see 51st New York out there at the pole. Not necessary. The flag was already up there, bud. And we got a large mass of Confederates coming this way. Uh-oh, and I don't see a lot of Union. This could spell doom for the boys in blue. Confederates have really crawled back out of the abyss, and they are about to punch their way to victory. Captain Williamson on the flank. Here we go. And these Union never saw it coming. Many of them with their backs turned. Most still loading their muskets. And they will get completely ravaged by the CSA. But they've got to act now. They got to get that flagpole down off, or that flag off the pole. Jumbo and the guys going this way. I don't see a lot of Confederate action to get that thing down yet, which is surprising. Guess they're just in shock they were able to push that position. Here we go. All right, the flag is starting to come down. 9 minutes left in this match. This is super exciting. I mean, the Confederates were literally bombed the first 2 points of contention in this map. They looked like they were going to go out early, but now they have turned the tide, and this thing's about to end. 9 minutes left. They're taking the point of contention away, and it's going to be a Union counterattack that will decide the whole thing. Will they come as one group, or will they come piecemeal and be destroyed? We shall see. Oh, and it called it a draw. Oh, man. I would have loved to seen the Union get a chance to take that thing back. Well, nonetheless, a brilliant map. Might have been a draw, but man, the Confederates really had to really climb a ladder to get back out of that hole. Union, a hell of a job. So much improved. I give them an A+ for their improvement over the past few weeks. They have really stepped it up. So, hey, you guys, I hope you liked that. If you did, hit that like button. Consider subscribing. Till next time, my name is Joehova, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye. All right, for those of you in the stream, we're going to the second battle. Stick around. I hope you like that. Man, I was super stoked, of course. Such great gameplay. You're always going to get that with these guys, though. So, looks like it might crash. We'll be going to the... I think they're going to play the Hagerstown Turnpike on this one. I wonder if they accidentally left spectator off. Look at that, you can't spectate. Well, I guess the boys are telling me something. Tired of hearing my big mouth every week. So it looks like we may just have one match this week, boys. Ah, what the hell, I'll grab a musket. Okay, not sure what's going on here. All right, hopefully this isn't just me. Okay, good. They're restarting.
After their victory at South
Server
Mountain,
shenanigans.
Union General McClellan with his Army of the Potomac was close on the heels of Confederate Generals Longstreet and Hill as they quickly retreated across Antietam Creek to set up a defensive line. After Union General Hooker crossed with the 1st Corps, it was up to 2 regiments of Pennsylvanians to find and probe Lee's vulnerable left flank. When darkness finally ended the brief skirmish, Union troops had pushed the Confederate forces away from the East Woods, but both armies could barely sleep as skirmishing fire continued throughout the night. As the next morning dawned, however, the Confederate and Union troops stirred from their slumber for the action to come. The unending skirmish fire erupted further into proper battle as lines of infantry and batteries of artillery added to the cacophony. Just west of the East Woods lies the cornfield owned by the Miller family, and by 6 o'clock on the morning of the 17th, the veteran troops of the Union Iron Brigade would advance from the North Woods and through the cornfield into the open fields to their south, right into a withering fire.
Well, we'll see if they can fix this thing here. looks like it won't let me spectate, so we'll just carry a musket. How about that?
Yup. Yup.
I'll be picking up my musket. I'll be shooting at the Yankees. Don't hate me, I was drafted, pulled off the farm and they talked my parents into some hurrah-rah bullshit, and I got drafted. And that's real. Confederates started drafting early. By September of 1862, there were conscripts on the field. And you guessed it, those are people that didn't want to fight in the war at all, but did not ultimately have a choice. When men with guns come to take you away, you get taken away. Excuse me, that's how it worked. That's how it worked, yeah. So, let us be boogieing down and get with the boys. See if you guys like this first-person shit. What is going on here, dude? My shit is fucked up, bro. My shit is fucked up. Let's be these. I want to wear some pajamas. Let's wear some pajamas. Let's just go to the infantry spawn. Let's spawn. What the hell's going on? I don't know what's wrong with my game. Alright, we're going to have to stop the stream and come right back, guys.
Hey, Private Rick. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Hey, Private Randy, can you go ahead and form up
Because I am clearly fucked up here. Let's leave the server.
Screen here. I might have to restart.
Yeah, so it's not just me. Alright, guys, I'm going to step away so I can put in the password. So you guys don't get to see that.